what happens over here is the electron enters into the anti-penultimate n-2f subshell. Now anti-penultimate means the third last. लास्ट से दो और पहले, यानी कि थर्ड लास्ट ऑर्बिटल में इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर कर रहे हैं, उसको एंटी पेनल्टीमेट कहते हैं. और जब लास्ट से पहले वाले और शेल में इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर करता है, इट्स कॉल्ड पेनल्टीमेट शेल. तो एफ ब्लॉक की खासियत ये है कि अगर मुझे 4f, आई नो दैट द ऑर्बिटल दैट इज बीइंग फिल्ड इज 4f जब फिल होगा तो यहाँ पर n क्या होगा? इफ n-2 is equal to 4 then n is equal to 6. तो कौन सा s फिल हो रहा है? 6s फिल हो रहा है. तो ये जो सीरियम से लेकर लुटीशियम है, इसमें 6s में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन है और उनका इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटर कर रहा है 4f में 1 से लेकर 14 तक, और उनके 5d में इलेक्ट्रॉन है 0 to 1. और if I talk about the 5f orbital being filled up, if the 5f orbital is filled up, then it is 6d and 7s, and you have 14 elements in each group. These groups are part of third group and they belong to 6th and 7th period. 4f, if the electron enters in 4f, it's lanthanoid, and if the electron enters into 5f, it's called as actinoid. And lanthanoid, actinoid are placed in the two special rows at the bottom, as they have different property as S, D and P. They have high melting and boiling point. These are all intensely colored. They have a +3 common oxidation state. So they have wide application in the form of alloys. Actinoid generally contain radioactive elements after uranium, and these are man-made or artificial or synthetic elements. After uranium, generally the elements are synthetic in nature. Now actinoids are radioactive in nature. So actinoids are generally radioactive, and thorium, uranium, these are found in minerals in the normal state, that is without radiation. They are non-radioactive, as well as some percentage of these elements are radioactive. And the elements after uranium are called transuranium elements. So we have periodic table divided as S, P, D and F block. 4 block, and when the electron enters into S, the last electron, it's S, P block, D block and F block. And these now as the next classification as elements into metals, non-metals and metalloid. Now the next way of classifying the periodic table is on the basis of the nature. So elements are classified as metals as they are malleable, ductile, sonorous, lustrous, and majority of the metals are solid except mercury, which is liquid at room temperature. These elements have generally high melting and boiling point. So you can see majority composition you have as metals. Now cesium and gallium have low melting point, and as you place them on your palm they start to melt. बट रूम टेम्परेचर पर जो मेल्टेड फॉर्म में वो है मर्क्यूरी, बट उसके अलावा गैलियम और सीशियम लो मेल्टिंग. अदरवाइज दे आर यूज्ड फॉर different purposes. Now metals are malleable, they can be beaten into thin sheets, they are ductile, made into thin wires. So metals have properties, they are malleable, ductile, they are sonorous, and majority of the element in modern periodic tables are metals. Non-metals are present on the right side of the periodic table except for hydrogen. Rest all are on the right side, and very less amount of the element come into this category, and non-metals have generally low melting and boiling point. Now boron and carbon, these are having very high melting point, and carbon, if you see, have allotropic form, and in one of the allotropic form it has a temperature 3930 degrees Celsius. Bromine is a non-metal which is liquid at room temperature having reddish brown color. So one non-metal which is liquid at room temperature is bromine. One metal which is liquid at room temperature is mercury. Non-metals are brittle. Brittle का मतलब when you apply pressure they break into pieces. So non-metals are brittle. So non-metallic character increases from left to right and metallic behavior is decreasing from left to right. So metallic behavior is on the left more and right side you will have non-metallic. And the transition from metal to non-metal take place by few elements which have both the properties of metal and non-metal, called as metalloid, having a different color. Now let's discuss the periodic trends and chemical reactivity, that is the properties. How does the property change? We are talking about now periodicity in properties. तो properties कैसे change होती है left to right और top to bottom, that we are going to discuss. So periodic trend in chemical reactivity. How does the periodic variation take place in a chemical reactivity? Now if you talk about second group, second period, the elements are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. The atomic radii is 152, then it goes on decreasing. The electron gain enthalpy is minus 60, then positive, then negative, negative, then positive, then negative. So there is a variation in all the properties. Now ionization enthalpy in a group, if you see, it goes on decreasing. For halogen also it goes on, electron gain enthalpy goes on decreasing in the negative manner. Ionization enthalpy is the ability to lose electron. So alkali metal have the ability to readily lose electron and halogen have ability to gain that one electron. So they have very less electron gain enthalpy and they have very low ionization enthalpy. That is why chemically, if you talk about, the more reactive are halogens and group 1 elements. So group 1 and group 17 are mainly reactive elements and halogen gain electrons, so they are good oxidizing agents and they form ionic bonding. Alkali metal lose electron and halogen gain electron. Noble gases are not reactive and they are not in a state to gain or lose electron. So they are not at all reactive. So the highest chemical reactivity is for group 1 and group 17. Group 1 alkali and 17 have more reactivity because of its electronic configuration. They lose electron and have low ionization enthalpy, so they lose electron and become noble gas configuration by forming cation. So they are highly reactive. And halogens, they gain electron readily because they have 7 electron in the outermost shell. Once they gain 1 electron, they become into noble gas configuration and are highly stable. So they are negatively unipositive but with minus charge, and they are also unipositive but with plus 1 charge. So alkali metal halogen will coexist together generally because of its good reactivity. So alkali metal lose electrons, so they are good reducing agent, and halogen gain electrons, they are the good oxidizing agent in the periodic table. After halogens, the next reactive group in right side is oxygen, and after alkali metal, the more reactive group after alkali metal in the left side is group 2. So now group 1 element form oxides which are basic in nature as they are more metallic in nature. So metallic oxides form basic oxides and non-metals are on right side, they form acidic oxide. For example, if we talk about sodium, it's a metal. This is highly reactive metal. It forms sodium oxide. Now this is a basic oxide. Now why do we tell it is basic? If you take this in water, it will form a base which is a strong base, NaOH. So it's basic in nature, and this base is water soluble, so its water soluble are called alkali, and hence group 1 element are called alkali metals. So these are basic oxide because they form base when you metal oxides are basic in nature as they form base when you dissolve in water. Now you can see it reacts with water to form a strong base, NaOH. So sodium is highly reactive and it forms basic oxide. Now chlorine, non-metal or halogen, when it reacts with oxygen it forms Cl2O7. So group 16 में oxygen भी react करता है and it forms highly acidic oxide Cl2O7. Now how to prove that? Cl2O7, when you take it in water, it forms perchloric acid, HClO4, which is a strong acid. Now when you talk about aluminium, which is in between group 2 and group 1 and 17, it forms aluminium oxide, which is amphoteric. That is, it will show property of both acid and base, both acid and base. Now carbon, aluminum oxide react with acid to form salt. So here aluminum oxide act as base, and when aluminum oxide react with NaOH, it act as acid. तो दोनों property वो show कर रहा है, so it's amphoteric. And carbon, when it form carbon monoxide, it does not have neither acidic or basic properties, so it's neutral in nature. Now trend of oxide in third period. अब third period के बारे में बात करते हैं. तो third period में strongly basic था, फिर weakly basic हुआ, फिर aluminium amphoteric हुआ, and then weakly acidic, and chlorine comes to strongly acidic. So the acidic oxide character increases from left to right, and basic character of oxide decreases from left to right. Now atomic radii increases down the group in the modern periodic table. Ionization enthalpy will decrease as atomic size increases, and electron gain enthalpy will become less negative as we come down the group. Now why are we telling that? We will discuss each in detail. Also metallic character increases with increase in size, and non-metallic character will decrease due to increase in atomic size. So these are the basic properties that we will see. So when the size, atomic size increases, the chemical reactivity will increase for group 1 and 2, and for halogen the chemical reactivity will decrease as the size increases. Now in third 3D series, that is the first transition series, they have different properties as S and P block, that is representative के अलावा इनकी properties अलग है, along with 4F and 5F elements. So they have entirely different property and smaller variation in atomic radii from left to right. तो इनकी properties बहुत अलग है. So they are having a transition properties from S and P block, and F block have inner transition और भी कम variations होंगे. So there are variation of periodic trend on moving left to right and top to bottom in a modern periodic table. So we shall discuss about the different properties. How does that property change? The different physical properties of elements of S, P, D and F are not same. They vary on moving top to bottom in a group or moving left to right in a period. So what are the basic properties that we are going to discuss? Are the basic physical properties called atomic radius, आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी, इलेक्ट्रॉन गेन एंथैल्पी एंड इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी. तो हम देखेंगे ये सब होते भी क्या है और ये कैसे चेंज होते हैं लेफ्ट टू राइट, टॉप टू बॉटम इन अ मॉडर्न पीरियडिक टेबल. बट अभी तक हमने क्या डिस्कस किया है कि मॉडर्न पीरियडिक टेबल को SPDF में क्लासीफाई किया एज वेल एज मेटल, नॉन मेटल एंड मेटलॉइड्स. नाउ हाउ डज अ प्रॉपर्टी चेंज? दैट इज द topic that we are going to discuss. And in atomic radii we will discuss about covalent, ionic and like van der Waals radii. Now atomic radius is the first physical property. It is a distance from the center of the nucleus to the outer boundary level where the probability of electron is maximum. So it's measured in terms of atomic radius, the size of an atom, and atom size is very small, so to note the radius it's very difficult. So atomic radius, the size of an atom as a whole is 1.2 Armstrong, which is 1.2 10 to the power minus 10 मीटर. जो हम नेक्ड आई से क्या हाई पावरफुल रेजोल्यूशन से भी नहीं देख सकते, तो उसका साइज निकालना, रेडियस फाइंड आउट करना, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. एंड एटॉमिक रेडियस मेजर करते हैं फ्रॉम द सेंटर ऑफ द न्यूक्लियस टू द आउटर पार्ट ऑफ द बाउंड्री लेवल ऑफ द ऑर्बिटल. सो इट्स नो बाउंड्री, डिफाइंड बाउंड्री फॉर एन एटम, तो वो फाइंड आउट करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट टास्क है. तो हर एक एलिमेंट का एटम फाइंड आउट करना वो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है. सो व्हाट वी डू इज थोड़ा सा साइज को एनलार्ज कर लेते हैं और हम एटॉमिक रेडियस को एक्सप्रेस करते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ ईदर द कोवैलेंट रेडियस वी विल फाइंड, और मेटालिक रेडियस, van der Waals radius or ionic radius. So we find the atomic radius in terms of covalent radius, metallic radius, ionic radius or van der Waals radius. तो हम कोवैलेंट रेडियस देखते हैं वो होता क्या है।